Alright, so I'm back with another video. This one was requested. Thank you for putting in your request. I'm going to try to get to every single one that I can. And if you have an idea, just let me know in the comment section below and I will get to it because I check those emails like this. So when you write to me, I make sure that I write to you back. So this video that was requested is a video on strip club etiquette. Except that this time, this video is going to be on customer etiquette. Common sense, but so is the second one. But the second one is more important than the first, except that I feel like you kind of have to talk about the first one first. So the first one that I wrote down was bring enough money with intentions to spend. Because a lot of people go to the club and they don't calculate how much money they could be possibly spending. You have to calculate door entry, drinks, bottles. If you want hookah, you have to calculate that in. And then you have to think about the girls. So your first priority, obviously, you should be, having money to spend on the girls, but you cannot get far in a strip club with $100. Like, it's not going to happen. I don't think people who never been to a strip club think about all the things that you are going to be spending money on. And yes, there is an ATM in the club, specifically charges a $10 ATM fee. So you don't want that to get in your way of you having fun. Have intentions on spending. Don't go to the club and think that just because you paid to get in, you're allowed to just sit there and have drinks. That's what lounges are for. That's what bars are for. We are there to work. So we're not really trying to be there entertaining somebody who came in to watch everybody for free. Don't throw napkins. I don't know where this little weird trend came from. When guys get drunk, instead of throwing singles, they just take the bar napkins and throw them. It's so disrespectful and it'll get you thrown out the club like this. So make sure you have singles to throw. If you're throwing anything, it should be singles. There's nothing else that should be thrown. No bottles, no hookah, no tissues, napkins, etc. Second thing that I have, which is the ultimate and extremely important, respect and consent. Like, people forget that we are people too. And we deal with a lot in the club. Don't touch girls inappropriately. Don't try to put your fingers in places they shouldn't be going. Don't just start slapping asses, grabbing boobs, trying to touch nipples and do that little thing that guys like to do when they're just don't do that. But it's always better if you have consent and ask for permission, because a lot of us don't like certain things and people are extremely aggressive in the club and forget that, we're people. Like, slapping our ass too hard, that really, really hurts. And people really be just and it's just I don't understand, what are you getting out of it? Like, that hurts. And that'll make me just walk away from somebody because I'm not trying to be, somebody's punching bag. Don't do that. It hurts. It's rude, especially if you don't have singles. Don't give the cold shoulder to a dancer. If you're not interested, just tell her that you're not interested. If they're trying to talk to you, don't just look at them don't be rude. Don't brush them off. Just be I'm not interested. Or if you're waiting for somebody, say that. Don't start asking questions about, oh, are you married? Do you have kids? Oh, how's your relationship at home? If you know that they're in a relationship. Don't start with the, oh, I would tip you, but I know that you have somebody at home, so I'm not going to tip you. Don't ask a certain girl, oh, why does your body look that way? Did you have kids? Is that why your body looks that way? Whether it's, oh, why is your hair that way? Oh, why do you have so many tattoos? Oh, why did you do this to your body? Everybody has a personal choice for what they do to themselves or how they want to look. We don't sit there and be like, oh, why did you come in with your hair looking like that? Or why did you wear that shirt today and those sneakers? You're going to be like, oh my God, is this girl serious? It's the same exact thing. So just be mindful of the things that you're saying and what you're asking. And make sure that you're asking for permission. Consent is big, and so is respect. Don't be overly thirsty or touchy. Usually when there's a group of guys, there's usually one that isn't really spending, but his friends are. So he'll try to get girls to dance on him and then just be like, oh, but they're throwing you money. You cannot reap the benefits of your friends if you're not throwing money. You have to have your own experience. You have to have money to throw so you can experience the fun. I don't know. I could never picture myself going to a strip club and just grabbing on dancers and touching dancers and then not having a single dollar to throw. It doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, they are there for one thing, and it's to work and to make money and to entertain. they get like too touchy, they want to grab you, they want to do all this, and they don't even have money. It's their friends that have money. And even if they do have money, just have courtesy and respect, because just because you have money, we're not obligated to give you anything. This whole section is on females. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore women. Women are beautiful. They're beautiful to look at. They're gorgeous. They're fun. But at the same time, if you're a female customer and you're watching this, I want to break this down because some of this pertains to females and some of this pertains to other people. So I'm just going to jump right into this. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but at the same time, I'm trying to let people know because some people just have no idea. So females, don't pick up the singles for the dancers. Yes, this has to be said because there's girls that come to the club and dancers are getting rained on and they're trying to like scoop some dollars. Don't do that because you don't know who you're taking money from, and that dancer might just turn around and knock you out, and then she won't even be wrong because you're stealing money. Don't try to out dance the dancers. You know, I understand it's a club, but that's like you going to a restaurant with your own food. The club is for the dancers to dance, not for you to dance with your homegirls and then have your homeboy throw money at you and you're getting rained on and they're not even making a rain on the dancers. Don't come without the intention to spend, especially if it's a girls' night. There's always groups of females in the club. Sometimes, you know, they sit around and they're like judging girls and they're just making faces and they don't even have any intentions to spend. And then you have the girls who be like, yeah, let's with it. I'm with it. Let's get it. Like, come dance over here, throw money. Those are the females I absolutely love. I adore. They're ready to have fun. They're ready to go. They know what they're here for. And then you have the other girls who come into the strip club and then they sit there and then they judge dancers or, oh no, I don't want her to dance on me, or oh, don't throw money at her. And it's just like, why would you even come to a place if you're feeling insecure enough to the point that you're just being rude to the dancers? There's people that I've gotten into like little weird like disagreements, nothing major, but girls will be like, oh no, you know that's my man, right? And it's just like, I'm trying to dance for you as a couple. You know, I usually try to approach the girl first. And there's sometimes the boyfriend or the guy that the girl is with, the female customer, he'll give the girl money to throw and the girl will be like, no, you throw it. I'm not going to throw it. Like, I'm good. I don't want to participate. I don't want to do anything. You're not realizing that you are ruining the mood. Whether this is your boyfriend, your friends, or you just don't want to be there, you probably shouldn't have walked into that place in the first place because we didn't do anything to you. And you're technically walking into our job. So when you're like being rude or you're just like, oh, I don't want to tip her, you throw the money, and then you like turn your back, or if somebody like buys you a lap dance and the girl's like, oh, would you like a dance? There's no reason that you want like you need to be rude. If you're not interested, just be like, oh no, no thank you, or something. But like tip the girl and like, you know, reject her with some type of tip. Just you could say no thank you and you know, do your own thing, but if you're purposely being mean and you're not trying to participate and you're just rude or judging the girls, or if your boyfriend's tipping and you like looking and you see what he's tipping at and then you like jump in his lap so he's not tipping girls, you don't realize that you're ruining the experience for you both. So, you know, you're making your boyfriend feel awkward because now he's like, okay, I came here to have fun and now I gotta be selective with what I'm doing because she's on my back and I don't want to make her feel insecure. The strip club is not a place for you to go if you're an insecure female customer because you're going to have some really beautiful dancers working in there. So like I was saying, this is our job. We're not trying to get your boyfriend to steal your boyfriend from you. And another thing, if you're a couple and you come to the strip club as swingers, don't try to solicit the girls for sex. You might get somebody that's going to say yes, but it's rude if you start asking girls those questions. It makes them feel awkward. A guy gives you money to spend on the dancer, don't slip that into your bag. Like, we all know you want to take the money home, but if that's what you want to do, dance for it. Don't just be like, oh yeah, let me just slip this right into my bag. The guy's gonna look at you like, I'm never coming with her again. Or if you're a female customer and you're interested in dancing, go into the club with a male customer. So go in with, you know, your one of your guy friends, your boyfriend, or whatever. So that way you don't look like, you know, you just walked in with a group of girls, now you're just sitting by the bar, you're not tipping. If you're trying to check out the club environment, or it might be something that you're interested, Go in as a customer, experience it as a customer, see what's going on as a customer. And then, when you tip the girls, you can ask them questions. They're probably more likely to answer your questions if you're tipping them than to be, walking into the bathroom where there's dancers and be like, oh my God, you guys are so pretty. Do you like being a dancer? Do you like being a stripper? How is it? It'll be different. Like if you're tipping, a girl might be like, oh yeah, let me tell you how this is here or whatever. But it's not really our job to like explain these things to female customers because we're trying to like get the money and go. Like we're only there for a certain amount of time. For all the ladies that go to the strip club and you have fun, enjoy yourself, love the dancers, and you tip, y'all the real MVPs. For the ones that be sitting there and ruining it, why are you here? Please be aware of body odor. Especially if you want lap dances, make sure you smell fresh because nobody's gonna want to dance on top of you if you're not smelling so clean. And if you could smell it, chances are we can smell it. Men, wear underwear, please, to the strip club, especially if you have on sweatpants. Because guys come to the strip club all the time and they don't wear underwear and they're like, buying lap dancers and then they want the girls to like super grind on them. Like, it's so nasty. And it doesn't matter how much money you have. I'm not gonna want to dance on you if you out there like got something poking. Like, no, don't do that. It's gross, and you most likely don't get no play. Like, I don't care who it is. I don't care if you got like 10 girlfriends. If you go into the strip club and trying to get a felt on and don't wear underwears, something's wrong with you, and you are a creep. Do not proposition dancers for sex. Some prostitutes dance. Not all dancers are prostitutes. So yes, you might get some girl that's over here doing something strange for some change, but I'm not one of those people. And sometimes you have like a good vibe with a customer. You conversing and things are cool, and then they'll just come out like, oh, so how much? How much what? How much? How much what? What are you asking me? That's exactly what you do when you ask me that question. Like, now it's just like the conversation went out the window. Now I'm not really having fun. Now I'm annoyed. But don't come to the club looking for that because you might find some girls who's with it, but we're not all with it. So just don't. It's annoying and it ruins the vibe. Don't ask what's included with the lap dance. It's a lap dance. That's exactly what you're going to get. That's exactly what you're paying for. There's nothing else that comes with that but the dance. And if you are getting a lap dance, do not try to control the dance. Let the dancer do what she does. Don't be like, turn around, sit down, turn around. Oh no, stay this way. Jump up and down. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Jumping jacks. Like, that's what people be like, oh, when you're demanding me to do a lap dance, it just makes it really awkward. Like, if somebody's dancing on you, don't start pulling them away, pulling them on top of you, being really aggressive, rough. Like, I hate that. It's so rude and it just ruins the experience. Don't go to the club and sit by the bar and not tip at all. Just because you paid entry fee does not mean you are obligated to sit there all night for free and just buy drinks. We're not sitting there or hanging out there so we could dance for you for free. If you are accompanied by a dancer, tip for conversation. What you are not realizing is we're not really there for much long time. So if we're sitting down having a conversation with you and there's a lot going on and we could be, somewhere else making money, if you want us to stay there with you, you have to tip for conversation. If you're conversing, buy a drink. And there's people who will literally have the bartender come by and they'll ask the guy, oh, you want a drink? And they'll be like, yeah. And they won't even order the dancer a drink. So then, the bartender brings their drink and then they're sitting there with their drink and you're just kind of sitting there. And then they want to continue the conversation. No, that's a sign to walk away because if they're not even gonna try to buy you a drink, they're not trying to spend money like on you at all. Like, it's just kind of rude. That's like eating in front of other people. People will dead buy a drink and then turn around and be like, yeah, so like I was saying, and then you're just like, remember that you are paying for time. So if you are done spending money and your budget, your stripper budget or your strip club budget is up, and you're like, all right, I'm not gonna throw any more money, and now your bottles are empty, your hookah's done. If you have nothing to spend, It is most likely your time to exit. Stage left. That's my left. Exit stage left. Don't ask the dancer, oh, what are you doing here? Clearly, we are here to make money. You know, don't ask them like, oh, do you ever plan on going to school? Do you ever plan on getting a job? Like, do you ever? Those are just rude questions. Those are not questions you should be asking the strip club, anyways. Those are more personal, intimate questions. Talk about other things. You're not there to like drill them, especially if you have this condescending tone, because people always will try to be like, oh, well, what are you going to do with yourself? And I have a lot of plans for myself. Thank you very much. I am a college graduate and I have backup plans. But these are not questions that I want to have with somebody when I'm trying to entertain them. Just because you're tipping does not mean you are obligated to touch us any way that you want. You have to remember, we don't owe you anything. So just because you might have spent $200, $300, $400 on a girl or whatever, and then you're just like, oh, you know, I gave you that money, so I should be allowed to do certain things, or you coming home with me, or whatever. At the end of the day, my job was to come into work and entertain and to make money for that. My job is not for you to throw money at me and then feel like, you know, you're trying to bribe me, like, oh, well, I did this, so you owe me something. We don't owe you anything at all. We do not owe you a thing. Please remember that. Don't try to pull your pants down. Don't try to kiss us. Don't grope. Don't do any of those things. Oh, and a big one. Just because, you know, the manager, DJ, security, the person who runs the electric in the building, that does not mean anything to me, to any other dancer. We're just gonna look at you like, okay, so that means you're probably getting comp bottles. When you say something like that to a dancer, it just sounds like an excuse. Oh, okay, so what's gonna happen after this conversation? You know the manager, so what is that? You think you're gonna get a lap dancer free? You think that I'm supposed to hang out with you for free? You think that you're allowed to talk to me this way because you know them? No. Knowing people that work in the club does not mean a thing to us dancers. We know them too. Enjoy yourself. Don't record the dancers without permission. Not for your Snapchat, especially if you don't have money. Don't do it. It's just rude. Don't front for the gram. Come to the club and you have a certain amount to spend. Pick one dancer or two dancers. Don't rally up like 5 girls and then have $300 to throw at 5 girls. It doesn't make sense. The division, when you divide down the singles, it doesn't even equate to anything. And then there's certain people where they'll throw money into a pile of girls just to see them scramble and then they'll record it. You'll never catch me doing that. I just think it's so rude and it's disrespectful, and that's why people be like, oh, well, dancers are birds. But it's like, you know, when you're like throwing money into a group of girls, what do you really think is gonna happen? Don't go to the club just to be posting on your phone all day, trying to front for the gram, trying to look like, oh, you got it, or look at what I got these girls doing. Like, it's just sad and pathetic. Another thing is, if you are already dancing with a dancer, because this happens, sometimes I'll be walking by and a guy will be able to dance and he'll call me over and I'll be like, I'm just gonna wait till she's done. Because if you're already throwing money, it just causes confusion. So when you're done with one, then call the next. Number 17. Strip clubs are for strippers. So treat it so accordingly. Yes, here in New York, there's certain clubs where they try to feature the bartenders and they try to make it a big thing. But do remember, at the end of the day, without the strippers, there's no strip club. So yes, you may want to tip the dancers, but it makes more sense if you tip the bartenders in bigger bills and hand it to them, as opposed to throwing money behind the bar. Because in some clubs, you know, if the dancers are on stage and the money hits the floor behind the bar, they'll give that money to the bartenders, even if it's not for the bartenders. So it just causes confusion. I don't work in these specific clubs for that reason, but it would make things a lot easier if you just handed the bartenders their bills or made it rain on them. You know, actually, if you can get the bartender outside the bar and make it rain on them there, that makes more sense. But if, you know, you got some girl on the stage and you're like throwing money at her and some of it is hitting the floor, she's not even allowed to pick it up. It just doesn't make any sense. So treat the strip club accordingly. remember that you walked into dancer territory. They're walking into a strip club and they start treating people like, you have to give me this, you have to give me that. I don't have to respect you. I don't have to ask you for permission. I'm here to spend money. So at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I want. That's not how it works. You stepped into our domain. This is, where we work. This is how we make money. This is our livelihood. I'm not going to let you touch me crazy. I'm not going to let you do what you want or talk to me crazy because I'm not here for that. So if you feel like that's what you want to do, I'll gladly call security to escort you out because remember where you are. We didn't come into your job and then start treating you like garbage. You have to realize that this is still a place of business. Do not try to bag the dancers, especially if you don't have money. Like, there's people all the time, oh, let me take you out. Oh, I want to take you out of here. Let's go out to eat. What are you doing after this? Let me get your number. And a lot of people do this without even tipping. So, what makes you think that I even want to hang out with you if you're not even tipping me here? And then when I tell people that, they'll be like, oh, I don't really tip at strip clubs. It's not my thing, but I got you outside of here. If you can't help me out of here, you're definitely not going to be able to help me out there. If you're invited to the strip club for somebody's bachelor party or birthday, and your line is gonna be like, "This is not my scene," don't go. Get up with those people another time because as dancers, we don't want to hear, "Oh, this is not my scene." "Oh, I only came here because of so and so's party or whatever." "Oh, I'm not really into this, but I'll take you out of here and we can hang out sometime." We don't want to hear it at all. Who go into the club and while dancers are dancing, they're trying to like untie their bras, pull on their G strings, and like snap it back. Don't do that. It's so rude. Like, yes, I understand that this is a strip club, but just because I'm giving you a lap dance or whatever, or I'm dancing on the floor, don't untie my bra. Like, that's so rude. Like, do you not think about the things that you're doing? Imagine you outside and then you're just walking down the street and somebody just tries to take your shirt off. You're gonna be like, yo, what are you doing? Like, it's the same thing. Please keep in mind that we are people. Like, people seem to forget. And don't get me wrong, like, there's days where I meet amazing, 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 wonderful people. And I've made long-term friends in the club, and all types of things. But there's a lot of things that this is more so toward like the things that people don't realize are going on, or if you're a customer or never been, I hope that you pay attention to this video. And if you're gonna leave me nasty comments, don't even bother because I will delete them and block you. This video was requested, and I hope it helps. If I forget anything, as always, I'll try to make a part 2 to this video. And if you like this look, I have a video on my hair and makeup for this video. So make sure you look out for that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment, turn on your notifications, follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff. And let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if there's things that you think people should know that I forgot. Because this was a lot what I have written down. So this video is probably going to be extremely long. But if I did forget anything, let me know. Write in the comments. And let me know other kind of videos you want to see, what other things you want me to get into. I'm trying to do a little bit of everything, I think that's it.